Hello and welcome to the GBTA broadcast studio. I'm Delphine Millot, SVP for Sustainability with GBTA, and we're coming to you from GBTA Conference Canada 2022 in Toronto. Joining me today is Kate King, Account Management Lead with International SOS. Kate, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So let me start with my first question. Kate, for those people who are not familiar with International SOS, can you tell us a bit more about who you are and what you do?
Yes, of course. And it's true, because even though we are everywhere around the world and even working with a lot of the people who are here, we're a little bit behind the scenes in what we do. So I'm glad you asked. International SOS we came to life about 35 years ago, primarily as a medical evacuation company. It was started by two individuals in Indonesia who wanted to figure out how they could airlift business travelers, expats, government workers who fell ill or were injured while working, and figured out how to airlift them to Singapore for a higher standard of medical care. And then this just grew around the world, and it was a needed service, and it started developing around the world. Over the years, we've added security services, we've added health and security intelligence, consulting, on-site medical services into our repertoire of what we do. But overall, since our inception, the biggest change has probably been changing a focus from evacuation to prevention. It's our view that the majority of evacuations can be prevented with the right intelligence and the right preparation. It's our goal to every year reduce the number of medical evacuations that we have to perform. We were pretty on track until COVID happened. It sort of skewed that number a little bit for us, but during COVID, we performed a lot of new things. We really stretched the boundaries of what we can do medically in terms of the distances that we transported critically ill patients, performing life-saving care in the air. But yes, hopefully those cases are on the decline for us now.
Okay, now that's fascinating. Thank you, Kate. And you talked about COVID. In a post-COVID world, if we can refer it to this way, what's keeping you busy at International SOS these days?
Yeah, of course. And I have to say, we never use the term post-COVID. We are a very, very global organization, and so very much don't feel that we are post-COVID yet, but certainly, as I mentioned, the number of evacuations, we are on the decline, and so it's a good thing. Right now, there's never a dull moment. There's a lot going on, as always, but one major concern for a lot of our clients right now is the conflict situation in Ukraine. So we are very, very focused on that. We have been engaged in that situation since early January, monitoring developments, reporting on our predictions of what would happen next. Sending teams, we've had teams on the ground since early January, sort of building out, reassessing, reconfirming our provider network, planning different evacuation routes. And then since we issued an evacuation notice on February 12th, we have evacuated hundreds of our clients' people out of Ukraine and provided information and advice to many more. We're also very focused on monitoring developments in Ukraine and Russian neighboring countries, and giving advice to our clients on travel and how to plan for their local employees and their local workforces there.
Okay, so I guess, you are pretty busy these days.
Just a little bit.
And Kate, I have one last question for you. International SOS does a lot of risk forecasting. Mm-hmm. Can you share with our audience one developing trend that GBTA members should start planning for?
Yeah, thank you. So one trend that I really starting to see is going to emerge. We're seeing a lot of organizations catching on to recognizing that for their diverse travelers, travel risks are also very diverse. Different individuals experience the world in very different ways, and depending on their individual profile. And as part of an organization's duty of care to be aware of that, to recognize the different risks that different people face and the different mitigation that's required, the different preparation steps that different travelers are going to need to do. There's so many different personal factors, gender, a person's citizenship or nationality, the passport that they hold, their medical history, neurodiversity. All of these different characteristics are going to intersect with a destination's laws, customs, immigration, the risk levels in that destination. And this is something that clients are realizing, organizations are realizing they have to be able to identify and plan for. tomorrow in our session, the risk committee is doing a session on Tuesday where we're going to be talking about these trip risk assessments. And this is going to be a big topic, how individual characteristics can multiply the risk rating of a certain destination and how travel managers can start to plan and prepare to protect all their business travelers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kate. And thank you all for joining us today at the GBTA Broadcast Studio. And thank you all for tuning in.